The following is a Hennessy Hendo production. It includes excerpts and material from my vast collection of books and general knowledge. My collection spans many centuries and millennia. I upload as I have time, but the sheer volume is just so immense. It would do the people of the world good to listen to some actual classics or educate themselves on all manner of topics from fictional books to philosophy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The Carnegie Endowment for International Peace is a renowned global think tank dedicated to advancing international peace, security, and cooperation. It was founded in 1910 by industrialist and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie, who envisioned an institution that would work toward the abolition of war and the promotion of international harmony. Key features and mission. To generate independent analysis and innovative ideas that contribute to understanding and addressing global challenges, with the overarching goal of achieving a more peaceful world. Focus areas: topics such as international relations, global security, democracy promotion, economic development, climate policy, and the dynamics of great power competition. Global network. The Carnegie Endowment is unique among think tanks because of its global network of research centers, known as Carnegie Global Centers, located in Washington, D.C., headquarters, Moscow, Beijing, Beirut, Brussels, New Delhi. These centers operate collaboratively, providing local expertise and global perspectives on key international issues. Activities. Research and publications. The institution produces in-depth studies, reports, and articles on pressing international policy issues. Policy engagement. It engages directly with policymakers, governments, and civil society to influence policy and decision-making. Events and dialogues. Carnegie organizes conferences, panel discussions, and workshops to foster dialogue on global challenges. The Carnegie Endowment for International Peace has made significant contributions to global peace and international relations since its establishment in 1910. Notable accomplishments include: 1. Founding of the Peace Palace, 1913. The endowment funded the construction of the Peace Palace in The Hague, Netherlands, which houses the International Court of Justice and the Permanent Court of Arbitration, serving as a symbol and center for international law and justice. 2. Report on the Balkan Wars, 1914. The endowment commissioned the International Commission to inquire into the causes and conduct of the Balkan Wars, producing a detailed report that documented war crimes and violations of international conventions, highlighting the human cost of conflict. 3. Support for the United Nations, 1945. Former Carnegie President James T. Shotwell played a pivotal role in the establishment of the United Nations, particularly in the inclusion of the UN Commission on Human Rights in the UN Charter, promoting global human rights standards. 4. Advancements in nuclear non-proliferation. Beginning in the 1970s, the endowment developed a long-term agenda for reducing nuclear security risks, focusing on bilateral and multilateral negotiations, and became a premier source of expertise on non-proliferation. 5. Establishment of global research centers. The endowment expanded its global presence by establishing centers in Moscow, Beijing, Beirut, Brussels, and New Delhi, fostering international cooperation and providing localized expertise on global issues. The Carnegie Endowment for International Peace played a notable role in the creation of the United Nations, UN, primarily through its intellectual contributions, advocacy for international cooperation, and involvement of key figures associated with the organization. Here's an overview of its contributions. 1. Advancing the concept of international governance. The Carnegie Endowment was founded with the mission of promoting peace through international law and cooperation, which directly aligned with the principles later embodied in the UN. Its efforts during the interwar years, including support for the League of Nations, laid intellectual groundwork for the concept of global governance. 2. Research and advocacy for post-war peace. During World War II, the endowment engaged in extensive research and advocacy focused on establishing a new international organization to ensure peace after the war. It convened discussions and published reports highlighting the failures of the League of Nations and proposing improvements for a successor organization. 3. Involvement of key figures. James T. Shotwell, a historian and key leader at the Carnegie Endowment, was instrumental in shaping the early structure of the UN. He was deeply involved in drafting the Charter of the United Nations and promoting the inclusion of the UN Commission on Human Rights, which later led to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Shotwell's advocacy for integrating human rights into the UN framework was pivotal in ensuring that the UN became not just a peacekeeping body but also a promoter of global justice and equity. 4. Support for international law and institutions. The Carnegie Endowment had long been a proponent of international law and arbitration, values that were incorporated into the UN structure, such as the establishment of the International Court of Justice, ICJ, housed in the Peace Palace in The Hague, constructed with funding from the endowment. 5. Educational outreach and global diplomacy. The endowment helped build consensus for the UN by educating policymakers and the public about the need for a robust international organization after the devastation of 2 world wars. Legacy in the UN. The endowment's contributions to the founding of the UN reflect its broader commitment to multilateralism and the peaceful resolution of disputes. Its emphasis on law, diplomacy, and human rights continues to resonate in the UN's ongoing work. In summary, the Carnegie Endowment provided critical intellectual support, influential advocacy, and key personnel who helped shape the framework and foundational principles of the United Nations. The Carnegie Endowment is widely regarded as one of the world's leading think tanks for international affairs, often influencing debates and policies at the highest levels.
Thank you for watching. Please share the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Check out other series including 10-minute synopses or complete audiobooks on Hennessy Hendo on YouTube. Improve your vocabulary. Be more fun at parties. Increase your knowledge. Become a literary master like Hendo.